Next on BGSU Brain Game, Kenton versus Patrick Henry. We may have to prepare ourselves for a sensational synaptic tsunami. Only one team can leave victorious. The question is, who's it going to be? Only one way to find out. BGSU's Brain Game starts right now. And welcome to BGSU Brain Game, Patrick Henry versus Kenton. Let's meet our team. Starting off with Patrick Henry, tell us who you are.
I'm Chase Grimm, I'm a senior. To my left is Brett Sugg, he's also a senior. And to my right is Emily Tackett, she's also a senior.
And you're coached by?
Mr. Rick Fricke.
All right, welcome to Patrick Henry. Kenton, tell us who you are.
My name is Meredith Bischoff, and I'm a senior, and to my left is Lily, and to my right is Lucas. Lily's a sophomore and Lucas is a junior. We are coached by Avery Collins.
All right, welcome to Kenton as well. We're going to start things off in our toss-up round. In this round, all questions are worth 10 points. No deductions, team. No deduction for an incorrect answer, so have some fun in this round. You may confer before buzzing in, and you can steal a question in this round. Kenton, Patrick Henry, are you ready? Yep. Toss-up round starts right now. This French scientist is best known for his extensive work in understanding the causes of and preventing diseases. He was among the first to understand the germ theory of disease, but he may be best remembered today for a process to treat milk to prevent contamination. Patrick Henry, Chase.
Pasteur.
Correct. Much like the tuba, this large musical instrument encircles the player to make marching much easier. Identify this instrument whose name begins with the letter S. That will be Patrick Henry. Chase.
Sousaphone.
It is indeed a sousaphone. In addition to his red sandstone creation of Lion of Belfort, this French sculptor is better known for his creation of the Statue of Liberty. Who is he? That would be Frederick Auguste Bartholdi is who we needed there. Luciano Pavarotti, Enrico Caruso, and Joan Sutherland, and Placido Domingo are all recognized performers in which genre of classical music and performance art? That will be Kenton.
Opera.
Correct. Next question. During the construction of this waterway, over 1,000 men perished because of dire conditions. That would be Patrick Henry. Chase.
Panama Canal.
Incorrect. Perished because of dire conditions in Montezuma Marsh. Name this structure nicknamed Clinton's Ditch, which connects Albany to Buffalo. Kenton. Lucas.
Hudson Bay.
Incorrect. We're looking for the Erie Canal there, the Erie Canal. With which type of artistic composition would one associate Alexander Calder? Artist Marcel Duchamp coined the term to describe Calder's moving sculptures, which include delicately balanced, suspended shapes. Patrick Henry. Chase.
Cubism.
Incorrect. Kenton, would you like to steal? That would be Lucas.
Surrealism.
Incorrect. We needed mobiles there, mobiles. All right, in the sentence, quote, I placed the following in our picnic basket: sandwiches, water, cookies, and apples. What punctuation mark is required after the word basket? That would be Patrick Henry. Chase.
Colon.
A colon, yes. The International Space Station may be the largest cooperative scientific project in history. How many nations cooperate in the International Space Station? Kenton. Lucas.
15.
Correct. Which founding father in 1754 published a cartoon of a snake cut into segments, each representing the separate colonies, with the phrase join or die appearing below the cartoon? That would be Kenton. Lucas.
Sam Adams.
Incorrect. Patrick Henry would like to steal. That would be Chase.
Jefferson.
Incorrect. Benjamin Franklin is who we were looking for that one. After Oedipus blinded himself and went into exile, he was cared for by his two daughters, one of whom is Ismene, Identify the other daughter whose name begins with the letter A. Her story has been a popular subject in many books, plays, and other works. Time. Antigone is what we were looking for with that one. In the following sentence, the steak was no longer edible because of extensive freezer burn. What figure of speech does the phrase freezer burn demonstrate? Kenton, Lucas.
Sorry.
Time. Patrick Henry, would you like to steal? That would be Emily.
Adjective.
Incorrect. We wanted oxymoron for that one, an oxymoron. How do we define a strong acid? Oh, that is end of round. It is an acid that disassociates in water is what we were looking for there. Let's take a look at our score. A very close competition indeed. Kenton at 20, and currently in the lead with 30 points is Patrick Henry. You're going to want to stick around because our head-to-head round is coming up next. Stay tuned. And welcome back to BGSU Brain Game. Kenton at 20, Patrick Henry at 30. Looks like both teams have elected to make some substitutions. Patrick Henry, who has joined your team?
To my right is Sydney, and she's a junior.
Welcome to you. And Kenton, who has joined your team?
To my left is Aiden, and he's a junior.
All right, welcome to all of our new and returning team members. We are now moving to the head-to-head round. Both teams, you will receive the same 15 questions. They are worth 10 points apiece. No deduction for an incorrect answer. You may confer as long as you'd like before buzzing in, and you can even confer afterwards. However, you must buzz in and either give an answer or you must pass. If you pass on a question, we will not, I repeat, we will not return to that question. All right, Patrick Henry, since you are at 30 points, you will be sticking around to answer those questions first, and that means Kenton, you are off to isolation. All right, Patrick Henry, are you ready for your 15 head-to-head questions? This round for you starts right now. Classify the following sentence according to its structure. The roads were terrible and a stagecoach could take weeks to reach a small town.
Compound.
Correct. Identify the force or effect that results in the wind shift to the right in the northern hemisphere and to the left in the southern hemisphere.
Coriolis effect.
Correct. Who wrote the largely unpunctuated poem Buffalo Bill, the ending of which reads, "How do you like your blue-eyed boy, Mr. Death?"
Johnson.
Incorrect. E.E. Cummings. What three races constitute the Triple Crown of horse racing? The Kentucky Derby, the Preakness, and what?
Belmont.
Correct. A biologist is studying creatures classified as aves. What creatures is she learning about?
Pass.
Birds. This makes up most of the body of a cell.
Cytoplasm.
Correct. These elements of the cell temporarily store proteins.
Golgi apparatus.
Correct. This man, blind himself, invented a system of reading for the blind that was named after him.
Braille.
Correct. In chemistry, what name is given to the homogeneous mixture with particles so small they cannot even be seen with a microscope?
Pass.
A solution. When used in a date, what does BCE stand for?
Before the Common Era.
Correct. In what mountain range does the Missouri River originate?
Rockies.
Correct. Give the perfect infinitive form of the verb to eat.
Eating.
Incorrect. To have eaten. This letter of the Greek alphabet is used to refer to the lead dog or wolf in a pack.
Alpha.
Correct. Who said Dr. Livingston?
Stanley.
Correct. A velocipede was an early version of what device?
Microphone.
Incorrect. A bicycle. That is all 15 questions in the head-to-head round for you, Patrick Henry. It is now time for you to go to isolation. All right, let's bring back in Kenton. All right, welcome back. Are you, Kenton, ready for your 15 head-to-head questions? It starts right now. Classify the following sentence according to its structure. The roads were terrible and a stagecoach could take weeks to reach a small town.
Complex.
Incorrect. Compound. Identify the force or effect that results in the wind shift to the right in the northern hemisphere and to the left in the southern hemisphere.
Arctic wind.
Incorrect. Coriolis effect. Who wrote the largely unpunctuated poem Buffalo Bill, the ending of which reads, "How do you like your blue-eyed boy, Mr. Death"?
Bill Cody.
Incorrect. E. Cummings. What three races constitute the Triple Crown of horse racing? The Kentucky Derby, the Preakness, and what?
The Belmont.
Correct. A biologist is studying creatures classified as aves. What creatures is she learning about?
Insects.
Incorrect. Birds. This makes up most of the body of a cell.
Nucleus.
Incorrect. Cytoplasm. These elements of the cell temporarily store proteins.
Ribosome.
Incorrect. The Golgi apparatus. This blind man, blind himself, invented a system of reading for the blind that was named after him.
Braille.
Correct. In chemistry, what name is given to the homogeneous mixture with particles so small they cannot even be seen with a microscope?
Electrons.
Incorrect. Solution. When used in a date, what does BCE stand for?
Before
Go ahead.
the Common Era.
Correct. In what mountain range does the Missouri River originate?
Cascade.
Incorrect. The Rocky Mountains. That is the end of the head-to-head round for you. It is now time to clear our scores, and let's bring back in Patrick Henry. All right, teams, let's see where our scores stand. Patrick Henry has 130 points. Kenton stands at 50 points. 130 to 50 points. Coming up next is our category round where things can change very, very quickly. There are questions worth 30 points apiece, but I'm going to warn you now, deductions are going to start. Stay tuned. And welcome back to BGSU Brain Game. Kenton, 50 points. Patrick Henry at 130 points. Looks like our team lineups have changed just a little bit. Patrick Henry, who has rejoined the team.
To my right is Emily, and she's back.
All right, welcome to you. And Kenton, our center spot is new. Tell us who you are and who has rejoined your team.
I'm Grace. I'm a sophomore, and joining us again is Lily.
All right, welcome to you all. This is our category round. This is where things start to change a little bit. There are 6 categories to choose from. Inside each category are questions worth 10, 15, 20, 25, and 30 points. But I'm going to tell you this now. Deductions are starting. If you go for 30, you're risking 30 points. You may confer before buzzing in, and you can steal a question in this round. Kenton, since you were at 50 points, you have the honor of making the first selection.
Colorado for 10.
Colorado for 10 points. Name these people, places, or things associated with the state of Colorado. The 2-letter postal abbreviation. Patrick Henry, Chase.
CO.
Correct. Patrick Henry takes control.
Hoosier Riders for 10.
Hoosier Riders for 10 points. I will describe a writer who hails from Indiana. You reply with his or her name. Who wrote Slaughterhouse-Five? Kurt Vonnegut. Patrick Henry in control.
Hoosier Riders, 15.
Hoosier Riders for 15 points. Who wrote The Raggedy Man? James Whitcomb Riley is who we needed there. Patrick Henry in the driver's seat.
Hoosier Riders for 20.
Hoosier Riders now for 20 points. He wrote 17, Alice Adams and the Magnificent Ambersons. Booth Tarkington is who we were looking for there. Patrick Henry in control.
Human Biology for 15.
Human Biology for 15 points. I will describe one of the glands in the endocrine system. You name the gland. Some answers may appear more than once. This butterfly-shaped gland at the front of the lower neck controls metabolism. Kenton, Lucas.
Pituitary.
Incorrect. Patrick Henry, would you like to steal? Time. We're looking for the thyroid there. Patrick Henry in control.
Albums, 10.
Popular albums for 10 points. I will read you the titles of albums that sold between 12 and 33 million copies. Name the artist or group that recorded each album. Jagged Little Pill. Kenton, Grace.
Alanis Morissette.
Correct. Kenton, back in control.
Popular albums for 15.
Popular albums for 15 points. Born in the USA. Patrick Henry, Chase.
Leonard Skinner.
Incorrect. Kenton, would you like to steal? That would be Lucas. Bruce Springsteen. Yes, Kenton in control.
Popular albums for 20.
Popular albums now for 20 points. Dark Side of the Moon. Patrick Henry, Chase.
Pink Floyd.
That is indeed Pink Floyd. Patrick Henry back in control.
Hoosier Riders, 25.
Hoosier Riders for 25 points. He wrote Up a Lazy River. Looking for Carmichael there. Patrick Henry in control.
Hoosier Riders for 30.
Hoosier Riders now for 30 points. She wrote Freckles and the Girl from the Limberlost. Gene Stratton Porter is what we needed there. Patrick Henry in the driver's seat.
Albums, 25.
Popular albums now for 25 points. 21. Patrick Henry, Brett.
Taylor Swift.
Incorrect. Kenton, would you like to steal? That will be Lily.
Adele.
It is indeed Adele. Back and forth we go. Kenton in control.
Popular albums for 30.
Popular albums for 30 points. Ropin' in the Wind. That will be Kenton. Lucas.
Garth Brooks.
That was indeed Garth Brooks. Kenton in control.
Colorado for 15.
Colorado for 15 points. State that shares most of Colorado's southern border. That would be Patrick Henry, Brett.
New Mexico.
Correct. Patrick Henry back in control.
Shakespeare, 10.
Shakespeare, characters for 10 points. I will describe a character from one of Shakespeare's plays. You will just reply with the character's name. Hamlet's mother, Queen of Denmark. That would be Gertrude. Patrick Henry in control.
Sewing for 10.
Sewing for 10 points. Name these things associated with sewing. Turning up and sewing the bottom end of a garment. Kenton, Lily.
Hemming.
That's indeed hemming. Kenton now in control. 10 points separates these teams.
Sewing for 15.
Sewing for 15 points. Metal object placed over a finger to keep a needle from pricking. That would be Kenton. Grace.
Thimble.
That's indeed a thimble. Yes, Kenton takes the lead.
Sewing for 20.
Sewing for 20 points. Sewing in long, loose stitches to hold fabric together temporarily. Basting is what we needed there. Kenton in control.
Sewing for 25.
Sewing for 25 points. He invented the modern lock-stitch sewing machine. Elias Howe. Kenton in control.
Sewing for 30.
Sewing for 30 points. Cutting fabric with scissors with zigzag blades. Pinking is what we needed there. Kenton in control.
Human biology for 10.
Human biology for 10 points. It is the master gland located at the base of the brain. Patrick Henry, Emily.
Pituitary.
That is indeed the pituitary. Patrick Henry in control, retakes the lead.
Shakespeare 15.
Shakespeare for 15 points. Villain who convinces Othello that Desdemona has been unfaithful. That would be Iago. Patrick Henry in control.
Shakespeare for 20.
Shakespeare for 20 points. King of Athens. That will be Theseus. Patrick Henry, you're in the pilot seat.
Shakespeare for 25.
Shakespeare for 25 points. King Lear's faithful daughter. Cordelia is what we needed there, Patrick Henry. You're in control.
Biology for 20.
Biology for 20 points. End of round. Let's take a look at our score. Kenton with 140 points. Patrick Henry with 145 points. Only 5 points separate these two teams. It's all coming up next, all down to the brainstorm round. And that is coming up next. Stay tuned. Welcome back to BGSU Brain Game. We told you to prepare for a sensational synaptic tsunami, and that's indeed what we have. We have Kenton at 140 points, Patrick Henry with 145 points. Only 5 points separate our teams. Both teams have elected to shuffle their lineup a little bit. Patrick Henry, tell us who's rejoined the team.
Sydney is back on.
All right, welcome to you. Kenton, tell us who's back and who's joined the team.
I'm back. My name is Meredith, and Orlando has joined the team, and he's a junior.
All right, welcome to you all. All right, this is our brainstorm round. This is it. All questions in this round are worth 20 points apiece, but I will warn you, negative 20 points for an incorrect answer. You may confer before buzzing in, not after. If you confer after, it will be considered an incorrect answer, and you will lose 20 points. And here's the thing, you cannot, I repeat, you cannot steal a question in this round. We will move immediately to the next question with an answer or an incorrect answer. Patrick Henry, Kenton, are you ready for 3 minutes of brainstorm? Starts right now. Who wrote the collection of poetry entitled Leaves of Grass? Kenton, Lucas.
Walt Whitman.
Correct. How many square meters in a hectare? $10,000. What is measured by the Fujita scale? That would be the severity of a tornado. What is the opposite of negative 10? Kenton, Lucas.
10.
Correct. Which constitutional amendment guarantees freedom of speech? Patrick Henry, Chase.
First Amendment.
Correct. If there is a tie vote in the U.S. Senate, who casts the deciding vote? Patrick Henry, Brett.
Vice President.
Correct. How many teaspoons are in a tablespoon? Three. What is the scientific term for the transition phase from liquid to vapor? Patrick Henry, Chase.
Evaporation.
Will we accept that? We will accept that, yes. The small intestine is divided into 3 segments. 2 of them, the jejunum, the ileum, and the third is?
The duodenum.
Yes. Parts of the flight or fight response. This hormone is released by the body to prepare the individual to respond. Name it. That will be adrenaline. As of 2019, which two teams have won the most Super Bowls? Kenton, Lucas.
New England Patriots and Pittsburgh Steelers.
Correct. The first women's rights convention was held in 1848 in what New York town? Seneca Falls. If a liquid is marked inflammable, is it hard or easy to set it on fire? Patrick Henry, Chase.
Hard.
Incorrect. Easy. Name the subatomic particle that carries a fractional electric charge. Patrick Henry, Chase.
Electron.
Incorrect. Quark. Name the Greek god of wine and revelry. Dionysus. Name the pilot who, along with her navigator, disappeared over Kenton. Lucas.
Earhart.
Excuse me.
Amelia Earhart.
Correct. In what state would you find the Dry Tortugas National Park? Florida. What is the scientific term for grinding your end of round? Let's take a look at our score. We have Patrick Henry with 185 points, and our winner with 220 points is Kenton. Let's give both of these teams a big round of applause for a great match. Now, in the spirit of good sportsmanship, let's come around, shake hands, meet in the middle, and we will see you at the next BGSU Brain Game.